Alright, how's everybody doing today? I'm here, you're here, we're all here, and we're playing some flights. Just gonna do a short flight. We're in the US of A. I don't know where you guys live, but I'm in Virginia, and it was cold this morning. It's like 40 degrees today. Definitely no motorcycle today. So we're going from Wilmington International to Raleigh-Durham International. Not a very long flight, 30-35 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to get in and out of the airport. We're doing live weather, live traffic, live flares, all that good stuff. We're doing the Airbus A320 fly-by-wire. We're flying the ILS approach. Should be pretty nice weather. I mean, we shouldn't really need ILS. I just like to go ahead and have it programmed. That way, if I really want to, I can just have the plane land itself. So I'm not new to Flight Sim, not Flight Sim 2020 anyway. I got it when it came out. I've been playing it. I am not an aircraft pilot, so I'm probably doing a lot of stuff wrong. But we're learning, getting there. We can get from point A to point B, and for the most part, we can follow the rules. Half the time, ATC is the one that messes me all up. I have to decide whether I want to follow my constraints on my flight plan or listen to what ATC is telling me. Most of the time, ATC is wrong. I've flown multiple approaches where ATC has basically flown me into a mountain, or they will bring multiple Airbus in on the same approach. I was flying an approach the other day, and all of a sudden an Airbus flew right underneath me and basically snaked my landing. I should have went around. I didn't. It's Flight Sim. And, we crashed. We ran right into him. He landed, we landed, and we ran right into him. Freight train. So, we'll see if we can get there clean today. No incident. No incident report today. Alright, so we are cold and dark. Here we are at the airport. We're at a ramp gate. So yeah, we're flying a Legionnaire. I'm pretty sure I flew a Legionnaire once or twice. Also Southwest, I believe. So nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary. Let's go ahead and get some battery. Battery 1, battery 2 on. Let's see, can we get some external power? Yes, we can.
Ground Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, could you please send a ground power unit?
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, ground power unit is on the road.
Alright, so we'll give him a minute. And let's go ahead and get our IFR clearance.
Ground Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, IFR Tiroli ready to copy.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta is cleared to Raleigh Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 121.4 squawk 7565.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta cleared to Raleigh Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 24, climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 121.4 squawk 7565.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9 when ready to taxi.
Alright, so we're climbing to 9,000 feet. We can go ahead and turn on that external power. There's the fan. Yep, there we go. Turn on AC, or at least some fans anyway. Alright, so we got, give some oxygen, we got some oxygen, we got our IFR clearance. Let's go ahead and get our GPS starting to align itself on its reference point, because that takes like 7 minutes. Let's see, what else we got? So I guess we already got everybody on board. It's not giving me an option to hook up the jetway or the ramp or anything like that. All we get is push back power and fuel. We already got fuel and we already got power. We're hooked up now. So let's go ahead and start the APUs. Get the master switch and the starter. Go ahead and let that fire up. While that's firing up, we can check our flight plan and get our lights set up. Definitely need to brighten these panel lights. We're not gonna know where we're at. Alright, so we need 9,000 feet. Turn this up, turn this up. So here on the lower ECAM screen, you can see the APUs doing their thing. I don't know enough about it to tell you exactly what these numbers are supposed to be, but they're not in the red. Panel lights. Overhead panel lights. Okay. Crew oxygen. We can do our engine fire test. Testing our engine fire alarms and our APU fire alarms. So we got that. We got battery voltage. Engine generators are both on. So our APU starter, everything's good there. We can go ahead and turn on our APU bleed now. Go ahead and turn the beacon light on. You can hear that APU starting now. So the APU is that thing on the butt of the aircraft. Alright, so all our doors are closed. APU's on, we're letting that run. Oh, we never checked the flight plan. We should probably do that. Turn up these brightnesses. Okay, our map is still not aligned yet. We have 4 minutes left. So we can go to our takeoff page. these are our speeds that we want to be at for V1, V2, and VR, which is speed rotate, I believe. V1 is your slower speed. I normally set it to 140. We rotate at around 150, and V2 160. If anybody knows more about these and what they are and why they are, same with these. I'd normally put in flaps 2, but the THG and the 2 shift, I don't really know what those are, so I just kind of leave it blank. I haven't had any problems, or I don't think any of the problems that I've had have been from this, but if somebody knows, you can let me know. So we got that kind of filled out. So let's go to our init page. So our cost index, that's what the autopilot kind of uses to determine. It's basically a cost index. So, you know, when a plane flies from point A to point B, you know, you're going to take a certain amount of passengers and you're going to burn a certain amount of fuel, and the goal is to make money, right? So the cost index is basically saying how heavy is the plane, how fast are we going, and how much fuel are we using, and how much, you know, if we fly more aggressive and we fly faster, we're going to use more fuel. If we fly slower, then, you know, we're going to be more efficient. So, you know, if we're running late or whatever, you can put a higher number and the plane will fly faster. If you're chilling and not on a time limit or, you know, pattern or something, you know, you can put in a lower number and the plane will fly slower and use less fuel. It's like a sliding scale factor. I put in 70 because I want to go fast. Cruise level, we're at 9,000 feet. That would be, let's see, how do we do this? So flight level 180 is 18,000 feet. So we need 100 for 10,000 feet. Or 090 for 9,000 feet. 090, yeah, because it drops 2 zeros.
Clearance delivery, generic November 228 Charlie Hotel, ready to copy IFR clearance to Raleigh.
I think that's
generic November 228 Charlie Hotel is cleared to Raleigh Airport as filed.
So flight level
take off runway 24, climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Got our map, so we
departure frequency is 118.25 squawk 4754.
So GPS is aligned. Got our cost index. Got our init. Oh, so last thing we need.
Generic November 228 Charlie Hotel cleared to Raleigh Airport as filed. Take off runway 24, climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
On the flybywire.
Departure on 118.25 squawk 4754.
This is our radio navigation page.
Generic 8 Charlie Hotel, read back correct.
ILS 23 right.
Contact ground on 121 decimal niner.
And that's the runway, you know, we're landing on 23 right. But it does not put in the ILS frequency for you anymore. The old version used to automatically do that, but the fly-by-wire, I've noticed.
Ground generic November 228 Charlie Hotel requesting pushback.
I'm not
generic November
sure
228 Charlie Hotel pushback request
finding
accepted.
the ILS frequency machine, so I usually just Google it. Usually you can just get the airport code of where you're going. So we're going ILS 23 right. We're going to go to flight plan, and our destination
ground generic November 228 Charlie Hotel requesting
KRD
pushback.
23 right.
Generic November
So
228 Charlie Hotel request to end pushback received.
ILS 23 right frequency, and it will usually pull up the chart, and you can download it.
Ground generic November 228 Charlie Hotel with Oscar ready to taxi IFR. Generic November 228 Charlie Hotel taxi to and hold short of runway 24 using taxiway Bravo cross runway 17. Contact tower on 119.9 when ready.
ILS.
Taxi to and hold short runway 24 via taxiway Bravo cross runway 17 generic 8 Charlie Hotel. Generic 8 Charlie Hotel, hold position, caution, other traffic. Hold position, generic 8 Charlie Hotel.
Alright, so we got valid from 22nd October to 22nd November, which is today's the 17th, so we are valid. So ILS-4 localizer runway 23R. Localizer is 111.7 at a heading of 234 degrees. So we're going to go back to our RadNav page and we're going to type in 111.7.7. Puts it here, and then we just click here and it will automatically input it into the blank spot. If you wanted to set up the VOR and put in the course heading and all that kind of stuff, you know, it'll kind of do that for you. It says here 225. I don't believe it'll let me change that. My chart says 234. So I type in 234 and try to put it here. See, it doesn't let me. So we can see how that works. It could be an offset localizer, and we might come in a couple degrees off. We might have to disengage autopilot and fly the approach. So yeah, that's fine. We can see that. Alright, so we're pretty much ready to go now. We got our cruise altitude, we got our init, we got our cost index. So we're just going to leave it on flight pan page. And we're going to get ready to get out of here. We're going to request our taxi clearance, get pushed back, and get these engines started.
Ground Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta with Oscar ready to taxi IFR.
So,
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta taxi to and hold short of runway 24 via taxiway Bravo cross runway 17. Contact tower on 119er decimal 9er when ready.
alright.
Taxi to and hold short runway 24 via taxiway Bravo
Get our
cross
lights
runway
turned on.
17 Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
Alright, that's all the lights. Don't need that. Tested all the fire stuff. All the doors are closed. And shut the cabin door. Can't really see that switch behind the armrest, but it's there. We need to select the parking brake. We need to check flight control surfaces. So let's see, can we go to engine bleed, door, flight control surface. Okay, so here's our screen. We need to flip our flaps and yeah, the other stuff. So we got ailerons left and right. See them going up and down. We got pitch, elevator, down and right, and rudder, left and right. And you can see it on the screen. Alright, so pitch trims are zeroed, rudder trims are zeroed, ailerons, elevators, we have flight control. Cycle the parking brake. Alright, so this is contact tower when we meet on time. So we are ready to get pushed back. So we need to be we were taking off from this runway. So we got a taxi, got to back up and taxi down and around. So we just need to pretty much get pushed straight back, take a left, and go straight across. So, yeah, we're getting pushed back, and we're going straight across the back runway there, and down behind the trees, turning around, taking off to that way. Good view of the parking lot.
Ground Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta requesting pushback.
Ground Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, no pushback tug is available to answer
No
your request.
pushback tug, really? Wilmington, what are you doing? Jeez. No pushback. Alright, looks like we're doing this the hard way. Alright, let's get these engines started. Fuel pumps, come on. Engine selector to ignition start. Fire engine 2. Give it a couple seconds, and fire engine 1. And we will go here to our engine page, and you will see the things happen. You also see, oh, I put it on the upper one too. Alright, now that those are up and stabilized, and flip this to normal, we can turn off our APU master and our APU bleed, and we can unhook from external power. Alright, I'm going to go grab a drink of water, I'll be right back, and then we will take off. Alright, we'll go ahead and start our chronometer. I think it's supposed to do that when you start the engines, but we're doing it right before wheels start rolling. Okay. setuping with you here. Alright, that looks decent. Okay, engine's running. APU's off, external power's off. Cycle the parking brake, check flight control surfaces, crew has oxygen, cab has oxygen. All lights are on. We are good to go. We're gonna reverse thrust our way out of here, which is not how you want to do this, but that's what we're having to do. I know I'm cheating. I'm using external view, but do reverse thrust without a spotter or something. I don't have radio or comm. We're doing the old flight sim. Cheat. Did I run over that guy? He's standing there the whole time? Probably. Alright, we can uncheat now.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Other traffic, where? I mean, I'll hold, but not right there in the middle of the road.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, continue taxi.
Okay, now I can continue. Are you sure? Okay. Rolling. We're actually taxiing. Let's go ahead and slow her down. Whoa there. A little heavy. A little heavy on the rudder. I do not have a flight stick. I do not have rudder pedals. I'm flying old-fashioned Xbox controller all the way. The only thing I hate is the rudder controls for the Xbox controller. The triggers are not like mapped in a way like a trigger would be. Like a trigger is normally mapped kind of like a joystick. You know, you press it a little bit, you get a little bit of rudder. Well, in flight sim, it doesn't matter how hard you press it, it goes all the way. All the way. And where it says here, you clap it when you want. It won't just give you a little. It's either on or off. So, if my rudder is sloppy, I apologize. That's why. We're like 7 updates in now, and they still can't fix this. What are these cars doing? Oh my god. Hello. Okay. Fastest U-turn ever. Bye. Oh my god, are you serious? What are they doing? Lightning does have its quirks, people. Alright, can we get around before they come back? Oh, they're coming back. Can we make it? Can we make it? I think we made it. Oh, we need brakes, brakes, brakes. Who just drives towards and taxiing Airbus A320? Who? Yeah. Alright. Holding short. Ready for takeoff. Contact the tower.
Wilmington Tower, Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta at runway 24 ready for takeoff. I departure only.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta cleared for takeoff runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff runway 24 Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
Alright. That turn a little wide.
Wilmington Tower ExoJet 76 flight 26 miles west inbound RNAV runway 24 approach.
Really? See what I mean?
ExoJet 765 Wilmington Tower. Cleared RNAV runway 24 approach.
You are not.
Altimeter 30.11.310 at 27.
I'm literally taking off Airbus runway 24. I gotta get out of here before this guy comes out behind me.
Cleared RNAV runway 24 approach ExoJet 765.
Alright, so we need to go flaps 2. Flaps 1, flaps 2. Speed brakes are armed. Auto brakes are max. This is for rejected takeoff. Climbing to 9,000. Alright, I believe we're set to go. We've got intended flight directors on. Got behind me yet? Okay. Alright, ready to go. Let's bring these things up to about 60-70%. I'm stabilized. Alright, they are stable. We're going to release parking brake and go Nova. Where that rudder control comes in on the side. Gosh, it's terrible. It's so hard. That was not a good takeoff. We made it. Bring up the landing gear. I'm gonna go flaps 1. Flaps it on. Got a positive climb rate. We're gonna go ahead and engage the autopilot and start making our right turn.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta contact Wilmington departure on 121.4. Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta acknowledge last transmission.
Oh, what is the autopilot doing? What are you doing?
121.4 for Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta. Wilmington departure Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta is at 3,800 feet, climbing 9,000 feet.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta Wilmington departure. Continue to India Lima, right now plan. Altimeter 3.0.11.
Alright, we're at altimeter 3011. So that's your barometric pressure. That is how the plane determines altitude, whether it's above ground level or above sea level, by barometric pressure. Displays are a little dim now that we're up here. Brightness on those. Alright, as you can see, we're coming around on
Allegiant
our
Lima Alpha Delta
GPS.
contact Jacksonville Center on 120.85.
ATC yelling at us.
120.85 for Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
Go ahead and zoom out a range here on the display. Go to 80 nautical miles. As you can see, the plane is intercepting GPS. We are on our way. We're about to level off at 9,000 feet. We're about to switch over to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Center Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta is climbing through 8,800 feet for 9,000 feet.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta Jacksonville Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 30.11. Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta contact Wilmington departure on 121.4.
I really want to know.
Going to 121.4 Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
In real life. I no.
Wilmington departure Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta 9,000 feet.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta Wilmington departure. Continue as planned. Altimeter 3.0.11.
Looks like we got another plane up with us today. G27 radio. Looks like they are pretty far away off. Nothing for us to worry about. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood today. Nice views. Nice Airbus cockpit views. Nice shadows. You can check out some external views. Here we are. Probably check our GPS and make sure we're still on track, which looks like we are. We're still holding level, we're still holding at 9,000 feet. Flight director is on, got that. So this looks new. See here, flight director wants to do our arms, autopilot is armed, autopilot 1 is on. We're at cruise altitude. Go ahead and let's see if we can use the bathroom and such. Still no smoking. We are only cruising at 9,000 feet, so we're going to leave all the lights on even though it is daylight. I believe that's procedure. You don't turn off your landing lights and stuff when you're above 10,000, I believe. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Another cool thing is the showcase camera. Come up here to the camera, so the showcase, you can go to the fixed camera and choose from all these fixed different camera views. They're pretty cool. That one's not so cool, but like this one here, I mean, you can, it's like you're in the plane, you know, on the seat. They got a wing seat. I believe there's an engine seat. A good view of it. Another wing view. Another wing view. I thought there was a inside view. Here it is. And it's sitting right over the engine.
Contact Washington Center on 135.5.
Okay.
135.5 Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta. Washington Center, Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, 9,000 feet.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, Washington Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 0.11.
Yeah, so we're just cruising. Enjoy the view. We are waiting to reach our top of the descent. See how close they are. We can check out the flight plan. So it looks like Hilton is going to be our top of the descent. We can kind of guesstimate how far we are away. It tells us that we are 38 nautical miles. So if we turn it to 40, it should be just shy of the edge of our limit. See here as well, our next big point is tilt. We can turn on our constraint info here and see our altitude constraints along the label. Okay, right there.
Generic 6, Echo Whiskey, you are 73 miles northeast. Climb and maintain 7,900 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway, 24 approach.
That was not north.
Climb and maintain 7,900 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway, 24 approach, generic 6, Echo Whiskey.
right here on the holder is normally an iPad or some sort of tablet display screen. And normally it would be showing you something like this. That's going to be fixed on YouTube. And it would be showing your flight plan and where you are on the map. And this would be here. As you can see, this is up far, so let's zoom out. See the different airspaces. You can see other traffic.
Lima Alpha Delta traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 7,900 feet generic. Report them in sight.
4 miles. Oh, yeah.
Generic 6 Echo Whiskey traffic is 9 o'clock 3 miles at 9,000 feet Airbus A320neo. Report them in sight.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta have the generic in sight.
I could probably turn these name
Generic
tags off.
6 Echo Whiskey have the
It does help,
traffic.
because I would not have seen that person. So, and that's why you have land flights. You can barely see that thing blinking right there. And it's broad daylight. How far away are we now? 21 miles. That's nautical. How are nautical miles different than regular miles? I'm gonna Google it. So, for all of you wondering, a nautical mile is slightly more than a statute land measured mile. 1 nautical mile equals 1.1508 statute miles. Nautical miles are used for charting and navigating, and it is based on the circumference of the Earth and is equal to 1 minute of latitude. Okay. So I guess land miles do not account for the curvature of the Earth and therefore are shorter. I guess because nautical miles are used for charting, such as planes and ships and things like that, because they travel such long distances. It counts then. You know, if you're just driving in your car to work, I mean, and it's only 45 minutes down the road, I mean, do you really need to account for the circumference of the Earth in that drive and calculate your mileage? Not really. So I guess it does make sense, because as we're flying, I mean, we're flying at altitude and we're flying long distance in a short amount of time. So I guess it wouldn't make a slight difference. I mean, we're talking, what did I say, 1.15, it's only 0.15 difference, you know? When you're accounting for 9,000 feet of altitude change, along with that distance, at 0.15, I mean, add that up over a couple hundred miles, you know, and you might be a mile off. A mile off in this game. Not good. Alright, we are rapidly closing on our top percent, 8.8 nautical miles. Go ahead and map this as well, so we can get a better idea of where we are and how far we are. We should start hearing from ATC soon. Oh, I gotta turn the seatbelt signs back on. We're getting ready to make a left turn. So, everybody, find a seat. Put your butt in it. I wish pilots were allowed to talk like that over the radio. Are they? Can you say that? If you're a pilot, are you allowed to say, turn the seatbelt sign on and come over the radio and just say, hey everybody, seatbelt sign is on. Find your seats and put your butts in them. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, I've been on a plane a few times, just a few, like less than 5 probably. And I've never seen a seatbelt on the toilet. Just saying. I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go, whether you're landed or not. I mean, just, are you gonna make the people poop their pants? I mean, you could just put a seatbelt on the toilet and then you're good. We just close the seat, right? Make it a little padded if you want. I mean, if you're worried about that, but as far as I'm concerned, I mean, put a seatbelt on the toilet, man. I mean, it's got poop. I guess that's why they don't serve Taco Bell on airplanes. You wouldn't have enough bathrooms. Oh, wouldn't that be a thing? Taco Bell on an airplane?
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Keep speed below 250 knots.
Why are we climbing 11,000 feet?
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Keep speed below 250 knots. Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
We're supposed to be descending. Our next constraint is like 6,000 something. See, this is what I mean. We either have to choose to listen to them and they will cancel our flight plan and then we come into the airport and I hope no one's on the same runway or we fucking do what they say and yeah. So we're gonna do what they say. And we're going to see where it gets. Button people, I hope you're watching. Yeah, so we're currently a couple thousand feet above our altitude for our next waypoint. So our next waypoint is grade at 6,450 feet. Yeah, we're not making that. Don't worry about that. Keep speed below 250. Yeah, I guess that means we should activate the approach phase. We are at like 290. So we're gonna go to our first page and we have to double click activate approach. Now you'll hear the plane start slowing down and it'll fly at flat speed, which is around 2. Here, our speed is slow, down 240, 220. That double hash orange line, you have to be at or below that speed flat. As indicated in the hour. So green dot, as well as our flight director on with the purple arrow. That's what it's set to go to. So you'll see our nose is pitched up here to account for that speed. We start bringing in the flaps, we'll level that back out. I'm wondering why ATC is not telling us to descend yet. This is ridiculous. We need to be at 6,400 feet and fast. So yeah, this is getting interesting. Very interesting. You'll see here it says no DH. That means that we did not set a decision height. Normally you would, especially if you're flying ILS and you can't see where you're going. Definitely have that set. It's clear, and I'm probably going to have to disengage the autopilot and fly this to command anyway, because ATC is really sticking it to us right now. So it's probably for the best that we don't have a decision height, because we don't have, it sounds like there's no decisions that have been made here correctly so far on the other end of this deal. So we're just going to hang out, we're cruising at 11,000 feet, and we're just going to wait and see what happens. Any minute now. I wish I could radio to them and say, like, hello, what are you doing down there? This is not the right time to be making a bologna sandwich. Ridiculous. Like, should I just start slowing down to give them more time to respond? What the hell? I'm hoping once we pass this next waypoint, like 5,000 feet over altitude, they'll know something's up.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Okay, so it's just going to skip right to the next constraint here and go right to 4,000 feet. So we're going to go do that.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
So you can see we've got the auto throttle, autopilot on.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta contact Raleigh approach on 128.3.
It's going to our altitude. It cut the throttle back to idle. Telling us we need to switch off frequency.
128.3 for Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta. Raleigh approach Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta is at 10,000 feet, descending 4,000 feet.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta Raleigh approach. Continue to Wendy as planned. Altimeter tree 0.14.
So they changed our altitude. Barometric pressure is now 3014. So as we get closer, we should be able to tune into the weather, and we can input the temperature, the wind, and the altimeter into your MCDU here, and it'll give you more accurate ILS approach, as well as if you had an auto land set up, like if you're in a Cat 3 auto land where you can't see and it's raining and foggy, and you're going to want to do that. You can have the most accurate approach possible. It's probably not going to matter for me on this thing, but it might some other time. We're still not going to probably make that altitude by that waypoint, but we're on our way. We're at 7,000 feet. So overall, it looks like we still should be good on our approach. It looks like we're going to be alright.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, you are 23 miles southeast. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors ILS runway 23 right approach.
Alright, so as long as we can maintain our approach, and that we should expect our ILS.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors ILS runway 23 right approach. Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the ILS button. There. And that gives us these dots on the side here. And it gives us this purple information. And it gives us our arrow. This is our latitude from runway, and this is our glide slope from runway. Let's see if we are below the glide slope right now. Go ahead and zoom this in to 20 miles. Get a better idea of this. So we're coming up on 4,000 feet. Our next constraint is at 3,000 feet as we make that left turn towards the runway. Hear the plane increasing the throttle as we're leveling off at 4,000, no longer at idle. I could probably go ahead and set this to 3,000 and go ahead and get down to that altitude, but this is showing me that we're actually below the glide slope. So I'm just going to leave it where we are until we make this left turn, and instead of setting any more altitude, I'm just going to wait until we make that left turn, and I'm just going to go ahead and intercept the localizer and get the approach mode turned on, and we should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and set flaps 1, probably right before we make this left turn. Timer's at 40 minutes. Took a little bit longer to get out of the airport than I'm hoping. But overall, not bad timing. That's one thing about flights, you know, if you know, the flight's only a 2-hour flight, you know, you're like, oh, I can get to this place in 2 hours. You know, you gotta wake up early, you gotta pack your stuff, you gotta get to the airport, drive, find a parking spot, check in, check your bag, get through security, get on the plane, wait for the plane to start, wait for all the, you know, wait your place in line to take off, taxi, take off, land. Everybody's gotta get off the plane. You got
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, you are 18 miles east of Raleigh.
You know,
Descend and
wait
maintain
for your
3,000
Uber or whatever,
feet.
wait for your ride.
Contact Raleigh Tower on 127.45.
5-6 hours into that, really, and you probably paid just as much to do all of that as if you broke. I mean, you save wear and tear on your car, but
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Good spot.
Tower on 127.45 Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
Alright, so it's telling us now to go down to 3. So I guess
Raleigh Tower Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta 18 miles east inbound ILS runway 23 right approach.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta Raleigh Tower. Cleared ILS runway 23 right approach. Altimeter tree 0.16 wind tree 20 and 22.
So this is the altimeter and wind. We've got wind.
Cleared ILS runway 23 right approach Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
The 320. Oh, we gotta clear all those other out. 320 at 22. We can put that in here on the plan. QNH is 3016, so 30.16. That can go here. Temperature, it didn't tell us the temperature. We can tune to the radio, the added. Let us do that. Here we go. Here's the added. Here's the weather.
Raleigh Airport Information Kilo 19000. Wind tree 20 and 22. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Few clouds at 600 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 11,800 feet. Temperature 10. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.17.
Celsius.
ILS runway 23 left and ILS runway 23 right in use. Landing and departing runway 23 left and runway
And so it
23
doesn't
right.
tell me on here what
DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have kilo.
I mean, I believe that's like 30, 40, 50.
Raleigh Airport Information Kilo 19000. Wind tree 20 and 22. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Few clouds at 600 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 11,800 feet. Temperature 10. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.18. ILS runway 23 left and ILS runway 23 right in use. Landing and departing runway 23 left and runway 23 right. Raleigh Airport Information Kilo 19000. Wind tree 20 and 22. Visibility.
Okay, so I'm going to change this to 308. Well, I think we should change this. Nope. Because it didn't put 3018. So I'm wondering if we need 2,500. 1022. I think that's what we need to do. Alright, we're going to bring this into 10 miles now, since we are really close now. We're making our final left turn. So we should be good here in a second to intercept our localizer. You should start seeing this diamond move towards the center, as it moves towards the center, we can go ahead and intercept that, and that will take the plane off of the GPS, following the GPS line, and it will lock itself onto the actual localizer on the runway. Our diamond. Now, I'm going to go up here to the localizer button, lock button. And here in just a second, I'm going to flip that. You will see the airplane kind of make a lock onto that localizer. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do it while it's a little off so you can see it make it. So there it goes. Got traffic, they're climbing. Alright, so we have intercepted localizer, the plane's flying on the localizer, the diamond is centered, and our glide slope diamond is coming down. So here in just a second, we are going to click the approach mode button, and that will not only hold the localizer, but it will intercept that glide slope. Follow it down. You can see our runway is right up here to the left. We're on the 2 degree right. That would be 2 degree left. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit that approach button, and the plane will start spinning. We're going to go to flaps 2 now. The plane will start slowing down further.
Raleigh Tower, United 2269er, 7 miles northeast, inbound on Yankee runway, 23 left approach.
I'm kind of worried this localizer.
United 2269er, Raleigh Tower. Cleared on Yankee runway, 23 left approach. Altimeter tree, 0.17 wind tree, 29er at 17.
Oh, turkey.
Cleared on Yankee runway, 23 left approach, United 2269er.
Slightly flew into the wind location.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta cleared to land runway, 23 right.
Alright. So
Wind tree, 29er at 17.
Gonna acknowledge landing.
Clear to land runway 23 right, Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
Flat 3, we're about 5 miles out. We're going to go ahead and put the landing gear out. My game just froze for a second. I was like, if this thing crashes right when I'm on final, I would be so mad. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and disengage the autopilot and the autothrottle. Bring her in. We're going to set auto brakes to medium, ground spoilers. Neither one of those, they are. We're going to go flaps full. We're high on our approach, as you can see by those 4 white lights. We want 2 red and 2 white.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
So there's 1 red, there's 2 red, 2 white. 100. We are just 1.
Raleigh Tower, United 2269er is going missing.
Alright, here we go. 40, 30.
United 2269er, contact Raleigh approach on 127.675.
Flare was not that great. Oh, rudder. Rudder.
Going to 127.675, United 2269er.
But we made it, nonetheless.
Allegiant Lima Alpha, Delta exit runway with naval. Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta contact route on 121.7.
So, we were one of the first ones. Like, over in here somewhere, I believe.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, I'm trying not to run over people. There's cars and fucking buses driving on the freaking taxiway. No big deal. There's just an Airbus trying to park here.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, please acknowledge.
I'm not sure which case. So I'm just gonna go to the social here. Yep, we're gonna do that.
Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta, please acknowledge.
Jeez, please.
Going to 121.7 Allegiant Lima Alpha Delta.
The line is there. I don't know where I'm going. I thought those were the lines right there, but it's actually over there.
Raleigh Tower Endeavor 4883 ready to go runway 23 right IFR to Tampa.
Endeavor 4883, cleared for takeoff runway 23 right.
Raleigh Tower American 2856 ready for IFR departure runway 23 left.
American 2856, cleared for takeoff runway 23 left. Caution engineering, taking off runway 23 right.
Alright, that is the video.
Cleared for takeoff runway 23 right Endeavor 4883. Cleared for takeoff runway 23 left American 2856.
We had a good flight. ATC tried to kill us. I didn't do a good landing. But we're safe. Engines are off. Lights are up. Lights are off. Fuel pumps are off. We didn't have any engine fires. Alright. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching. We're still alive.